Hey, this is Toto Bravo, and today we have a new Mauser for our Mauser madness that we've been going through. This is a 1893 Turkish Mauser chambered millimeter Mauser. As you can see, very strong markings on the barrel. A lot of little markings, a lot of crescents and other things on here that we'll talk about a little later. Let's go ahead and talk a little detail about the 1893s. The Turkish 1893s received a lot of modifications when converted to 8 millimeter Mauser. It seems that the conversions were done in the 1930s at the Ankara Arsenal. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that correctly. Obviously, a new barrel, an 8 millimeter Mauser, or the old barrel was bored to 8 millimeter. The receiver face was cut to enable the larger round, the 8 millimeter. A thumbhole cutout was made on the left side to facilitate stripper clip loading. You can see that right here. Handguard with a retaining clip clips onto the barrel on the bottom and is used when there is no retaining flange. So the Turkish handguards would have had the retaining clips on here, would have locked onto the barrel because there's no retaining flange like you see on the Chilean Mauser that I covered in my last video. Note that most of the barrels on the 1893s will have a matching serial number. This is quite different than the KKL Mauser models, which seem to never have a barrel that has the same serial number as the receiver. Well, you can see on the barrel we have 7717, and on the receiver we have 7717. So we do in fact have barrel matching the receiver. So that's very nice. Abbreviations or markings that you will see on rebuilt rifles are TC, which is Republic of Turkey, ASFA, which is military factory, and Ankara, or Ankara, which is located right in here. You'll see that there, and of course we have photos that we'll put in so you can better see that. Another modification was removal of some or all of the original Arabic script. That did not happen on this rifle. As you can see right here, we do have some of it remaining. And we'll put another picture in so you guys can see that a little closer. And all this really says basically is that the rifle was made by Mauser in Germany. On the left end of all the script, which would be right here, is the year of manufacture in Arabic numbers. The most commonly reported series dates are 1312 and 1313, some 1311s. Now you can read the original Arabic numbers. To read the original Arabic numbers, you must perform a conversion from the Ottoman Arabic calendar to the Gregorian calendar year. Since the start of the new year doesn't match, it will only be an approximate date. So that's how you can figure that out. Very nice rifle, tons of markings on this. The Turks marked everything. They got the caliber here. And there's markings, and we've taken pictures of just about everything on here. And we're going to go ahead and insert some of those pictures. You guys can appreciate the total amount of markings that were put into this. So like I said, we're not going to keep this Swedish stock. We're going to go ahead and maybe use that for our next project. So we'll do a follow-up video on this once we get the correct stock, and we'll put it all together, and we'll do a follow-up video to see how it looks, and then obviously we'll get out to the range and shoot it. But before I let you go, another cool fact is all model 1893 Turkish Mausers are classified as antique firearms under the U.S. federal law, since all model 1893s were made in 1895 or 1896, regardless of what the rebuild year is. So the rebuild year was 1934, but the actual rifle is from the early 1800s, or the latter part of the 1800s, but prior to 1898. So regardless of what's stamped on the receiver here, that means that you don't need an FFL to do the transfer as far as the feds are concerned. State or local laws, obviously you have to follow those if you don't live in a free state. So that's another neat thing about these and the Chileans, Mausers, from the same years, is you can get these sent right to your front door. I mean, that's amazing. That's really cool, and it's if you didn't know that, that's really worth taking the time to look into these and get a few of these. So this is Toe 2 Bravo, and I appreciate you watching. And until I see you out at the range again, thanks.